Let's talk about checkout. The checkout is the moment that people are actually grabbing their wallet, taking out their card and gonna pay you for your products. This is the moment that you don't want to have any distractions. People need to do one thing, paying you for your products. I'm a fan of the most simple checkouts, but I've seen checkout pages with lots of information. If you have a long sales page, don't integrate the checkout on that sales page. Why not? Because most checkouts are used on a mobile phone. And if you have a long sales page and people need to scroll to finally find that spot where they are going to pay, they've probably seen lots of other stuff. If you have on this long sales page just a button, Pay Now, you can place that button many times on the page and they click on the Pay Now and they come on a very simple checkout page that's just asking them to fill in their payment information. That would give you the most conversions. I'm Bastiaan the Koning. I work with Kajabi for over 10 years and in the last decade we helped more than 1,100 companies to grow their business. And if you want to learn how you can build an online business with just 3 products up to 100k yearly, download the Hitchhikers Guide to 100k and I'll give you the 6 steps you need to know to get to that 100k yearly. Let me take you to a checkout from Kajabi. This checkout has all the information people need to fill in. This is a simple checkout. It will ask people to fill in their email address, their payment card, and they can purchase it. On the left side, I find some more information about your product. It's the product image here with the pricing. There are 2 payment options. In our previous video, we discussed how to put multiple payment options in one checkout. Then you have a summary and the money they need to pay. So let me show you how you can update this information. When you are at the dashboard of Kajabi, go to your products and go to one of your products to the offers page. Here you will find the offers that are connected with this specific product. You can also go to sales and go to offers and search for the offer that contains your product. Both ways are fine, but I find it more easy to go through the products route because it will only show the offers that actually contains your product, so you don't need to search for it. Here we have the healthy food offer we created before. When I click on it, it will bring us to the offer. The checkout page is directly connected to this offer. And on top of the screen, you find the button Edit Checkout. You can click on it and it will bring you to the editing page for this checkout. And here you will find the same checkout, but I need to condense the sidebar a little. And there we have the same we just saw on our demo page. This Edit Checkout page gives you the opportunity to add a lot more information. As you see, you have a header, you have a footer, you have the checkout, but you can add extra sections with information, all kinds of information, so you can build a long sales page from it with the checkout integrated. But as you have heard a few minutes ago, I'm not a fan of that. I'm going back to the offer settings and I'll take you to the settings tab. Here you have more options to change just this field. You can change the button color, this black button color, and custom the checkout. It says pay, but you can make it anything. If you don't fill in this information, it will show you the word pay with the amount they need to pay. On our checkout page, we only have the email. But if you live in Europe like I do, people want to have an invoice with their name on it and their address on it. And if you need to collect sales taxes, then you also need their business or their home address. I'm going to check name. I'm not going to check phone number because most of the time you don't need it and people don't want to fill in their phone number because they think you're going to call them. I'll select address, and here you can select the default country at the checkout, and this is on default United States, but you can check any country. But I prefer to use the customer geolocation, And now the checkout form will immediately fill in the country they are currently in. At the bottom, we have tax ID. And this is needed if you live in Europe and you need to have the tax ID, their company's tax ID. In Europe, when we want to reverse the VAT and the taxes to another person, you need to have the address, the tax ID, but you also need to have the company name. And there's not a check mark for company name, and I really hope that Kajabi will add this. What I do, I add a custom field, and you can create a new custom field, or if you already have kind of created it, you can add the company name custom field, add field. So it's here. On the right side, you get a preview how all this information will add up to your checkout page. Let me save the page, go back to our demo page and refresh it. Now we have a lot more information on the right side. We're going to ask email and their full name. Then we have the address. And as you see, I live in the Netherlands. It immediately selects Netherlands as the preferred country. I can fill in my address information, my tax ID, and as additional information, they ask for the company name. I don't like this to be additional information because when I'm a company and I buy something from someone else, my company name is not the additional information, it's the first information. I've asked Kajabi to create a field called company name and to put it on top of this form, but they haven't added it so far. At the bottom, we have the payment information we already saw in our previous checkout. This could be a final checkout you can use. And probably if you live in a different country, you don't need all that information. But also the VAT must be calculated. And this is pretty difficult. It can be on top of your price or it can be included in your price. For this, I go back to the offers and I need to go back to pricing. Here we have our payment plans. And on top it says collect sales tax. So click this, put it on top of it currently. It says tax code standard and it selects service in this case. So save this page and refresh this page. What you see now is that we have the price of 197 and there are sales taxes on top of it. And now the due price is higher because the tax are added to my original price. When you sell from the Netherlands to a country outside of the European Union, then the sales taxes are 0. So let me fill in another country like New Zealand. It should be 0, but you still see there are sales taxes calculated. And that's because it was selected to have a standard tax code. When we sell online courses, that will be an e-service. So I select e-service. And it's a service, not a good. It's not a product, a physical product. It's something untouchable. Save this page. So we have e-service service. Refresh this page. You see, with the Netherlands, we have sales tax. But when we go to New Zealand and select a different place here, the sales tax will be 0. When you go to a European country, for example, Belgium, select the state, sales taxes are calculated. But now you have the option to add the tax ID. So the Belgian buyer can add their tax ID, and if that's a correct tax ID, it will be checked. Then the taxes will be 0 again. I told you, pretty complex, but Kajabi can do the job for you. So this is how you set it up for your sales taxes. When you change your payment plan, it will automatically recalculate the sales taxes for that other payment plan. In our previous video, when we talked about offers, we also talked about cross-selling. And cross-selling gives you the opportunity to add more products to one single checkout. The easiest one is to enable an order bump. Select this one, select an order bump, for example, coach session. Save the page. You can also add more information here. Go to our demo, refresh the page, and now we have an order bump here. So people come here, they see, oh, I want to have the 2 monthly payments and I want to add this coach session too. Click on it And here in the summary, you will find the 2 monthly payment of 105. You will find the coaching session. You will find the taxes here. And here you can find the completely due money. So this is the total people need to pay. At the bottom, you will find upsells and downsells. And upsells and downsells are shown after people have filled in this information, press the pay button, so their card is deducted for this amount already, and then they get an offer like, hey, you just purchased this, do you want another offer? For example, do you want to have additional templates, or do you want to have an additional PDF or something like that? When they click the button to add it, it will be immediately paid and they get access to that product too. There are more options in the settings that I'd like to discuss. But before we get there, you have the service agreement, and you can have a default service agreement or you can write your own one. Require new customers to create a password at the checkout. I'll check this one too. So we have a default service agreement and people need to add a password too. It will ask more information, but their account is completely created and they already have a password. They can immediately enter their content. Save it. Refresh our demo page. And here at the bottom you have the option to accept the terms and privacy settings. When they continue, they will be prompted to create a password and then their account is completely ready. At the bottom there are a few more options like send it as a gift. If you enable as a gift, people will purchase it for someone else. So they don't get access themselves. They can fill in an email and then an email will be sent to a different person. Hey, you just got a gift from Jane Doe. I hope you like it. And accept your gift. They can click it and an account will be created for them. So that's nice if you want to offer this feature. Then there are a few notification settings like send customers to a third-party provider, notified when a purchase has been made, send an abandonment email, and you can select whether you want to give an affiliate commission to the partners you're working with. After you've filled in all this information, press save, and now you can go to the edit checkout. This is the desktop layout where there is a left sidebar and a right sidebar. When you go to the mobile layout, they put the image on top, then the pricing options we have here, then we have all the information people need to fill in. There is the upsell, there is the order bump here, the summary, they can accept the terms and privacy settings, and then they can go to the payment button and actually purchase your product. As I said, on mobile there's already a lot of information and you don't want to have that much more distraction. But on desktop it seems to be logical to have some more information. So what kind of information is good to have on your checkout? And these are testimonials. You can add some testimonials at the bottom of your page. I go to the left sidebar, add section, and scroll for testimonials. For example, 3 testimonials and add them. And here at the bottom you have some testimonials and it gives a little bit extra trust to your product when people see these testimonials. But Kajabi also allows you to add information on the left sidebar here. And here you have some more styling options. But styling options only work when you also have blocks on this section. I just need to show you one of the better blocks for this section. Let me click show. And now we have here on the left side a product overview with the lessons people will get when they purchase your product. Preview this page. On the left side we have the lessons and people can click through, see what kind of lessons are in this product. On the right side we have the checkout. But personally I already think this is a lot of information. What do I need to do? So when are you going to use something like this? I think when you don't have a long sales pitch ready and when you're just building out your Kajabi website and this is your first checkout, it might be useful to have some information here on the left sidebar. If you have created a long sales page, you don't need this anymore because you gave that information on your long sales page and then people just need to go to the checkout. Let's say we keep this for a moment and on the left side we have the options to put the checkout block on top or the desktop block on the right. You can switch these two. As you see, They're switched. Maybe I like this better because the page is a little bit more logical. The checkout form on the left, we have the payment information here. When you go to mobile, it will put the extra information at the bottom of this page. Well, that's good. There are some options to change the width of these two. For example, this. But the more important right side is, the less important is your checkout. So I think it should always be checkout first. As I said before, you can add information on top, add information at the bottom. Maybe you need a header on this page. Let me click them. So we have a header here. It will be more in style with your template. You can also add the footer back on the page. It's hidden on desktop and mobile. And we have it also here. But the more is on this page, the more people are distracted and can go away. For example, we have a navigation bar here for a download a freebie. So there on the checkout is the download freebie. And they think, oh, I want to download a freebie, and they are gone. If you're going to use a header like this, update your header and remove all that menu and navigation information. Hide. Hide. Now we only have the logo. That makes it more simple. If you want to send people to this checkout, you need the URL. On your offer page, and it doesn't matter in which tab you are, you can go to the three dots and get the link, checkout URL. This is the checkout URL you can use. And you can use this link on every button on your sales page. So every time you have a button you want to connect with your checkout, you can put in this link, or you can use the internal linkage to this offer. What will happen next when they purchase your product? First, you will get the money. That's good. And they will get access to their course. It depends whether you ask them to create a password immediately or they get an email to create that password. They will also come to your contact list, and everything is automated. The whole process is done for you. This is so very easy, and that's why I do love Kajabi. If you don't have Kajabi yet, you can try out Kajabi 30 days for free. And if you use our link, you also get access to our launch package. This includes a full tutorial training to get you to the 100k business in Kajabi. It gives you all the templates you need. It gives you the swipe copy, and you get access to our community where you can ask questions. And if you stay in Kajabi, then we have 2 more wonderful bonuses for you. Just try out Kajabi with the link below. I think you have a good overview how to use the Kajabi checkout. Most of it is just straightforward, selecting the options you need. When we're talking about sales taxes, please talk to your financial advisor how it must be set up for your specific business. Keep your checkout so simple as possible. Don't add too much information. You don't want to distract people from the purchasing process. If you haven't done it so far, like this video and subscribe to my YouTube channel. And I hope to see you in the next video.